Okay, so I'm going to immediately address I'm going to call it the elephant in the room, aka the tape on my forehead. This is KT tape. And fun fact, if you put this stuff on your forehead, in my opinion, it helps regulate your third eye because your forehead doesn't really move and like have your face doesn't create as much reactions when you're talking or listening to things or for example like taking in a screen. I've made this up completely on my own, so if I'm full of it or you believe that I'm full of it, that's okay. Or you could give it a shot and you might enjoy it because when you put this on your body, it's supposed to help like support the muscle and hold it in place and create more blood flow, blah 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 blah. So that's all. But anywho, it's a really great introduction to what I was about to say because what I was about to talk about is the fact that you should definitely start being more weird. And for some of you slash myself, it comes kind of naturally and you almost have to mask it. Like you probably spend time trying to not be weird. I believe you should stop doing that. We should just stop doing that because society is boring. The world is boring. Everything is really I don't even think boring is enough of a description. Like being yourself and not following the traditional paths, I feel like it's a lot more accepted now, but it's kind of like only if you do it in a way that kind of works for everybody else. It's like when you start getting weird, and what I mean by weird is like the details are funky, you're really just like not being like everybody else. That's when stuff gets good. And I don't even know how I wish I could explain it because then I could explain it to myself and I could properly understand it and it would make me feel so just like wrapped up in a little hug of like this is exactly what you should be doing and it's okay to be a weirdo and all of that great jazzy stuff. Ah, it's toughy. But honestly, it's like I was thinking about making this painting the other day, and I went to the craft store and I didn't really have my thought process thought out quite yet, so I left. But once I left, the process came to me, and then I thought about it and I was like, that's so weird. Like, what's that even gonna look like? And I was like, who cares? Who literally cares? Like, make it for yourself at home, do it for fun. And if it's stupid, it's stupid. If it's majestic, it's majestic. I don't know what it's going to be. But and I'm not going to tell you yet because I'm going to conceal this idea. That's something else that I'm learning is be weird, but also be quiet. Like, I guess don't be afraid to like speak your mind and all of that fun stuff. That's not really what I'm saying, but be observant. Like, do not be afraid to be the quiet little person in the corner of the room, just kind of taking it all in. Because when you're in the middle of it, unless you're super, super good at kind of to really take in everything around you, it's really tough. So, like, if you're, a little bit iffy about a room that you're in or you're just trying to feel out a situation, take a step back instead of just jumping right up into it. Take a step back and going into the weird thing, if you're seen as the weird quiet person in the corner, that's okay. That's okay. And I mean, right now I kind of thought about it and I was almost not going to start doing this the way that I was doing it, but it's pretty authentic to me. And that's exactly why I chose to do it. Because sitting in here, we've got the red light on above us. We're killing multiple birds with one stone. Also, I've got this on my forehead. And I actually have, so I was wearing this to sleep at night and I'd still do it for sleeping, but I've realized I think it's so much better to have it on during the day because at night I'm alone and I'm kind of relaxed. So, things are just moving freely. But at the same time, like if I am in my like exterior exterior world existing, I'm taking in a lot of things that I can't kind of control, and sometimes it's hard to filter through. Um, mm, but I think that when I'm sitting here and I'm talking honestly, right here, right now, I can already feel myself not like kind of twitching as much and feeling as bothered by the fact that I'm just putting out my original thoughts and they're mine and they might not be in a good order. Like I might not even be packaging them up that great, but I'm hanging out before I go to my first solid core class. I've never been to solid core. I was going to Pilates and then I moved, and the Pilates studio is pretty far away. So I signed up for the 2-week thing at solid core where you can try it out. I don't like to say that I'm scared, but I would be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit scared, because a lot of the people that I worked out with at Pilates were a lot older, and I tend to love old people. Not saying that like they were old, but most of them were compared to me. I'm 23. So a lot of people are older to me. I didn't really get like any type of, sometimes I caught them giving each other vibes, but I didn't really catch many vibes from them. Like sometimes when I would listen to them talk, like there was this one lady, she was sitting there and she was kind of just looking off. You could tell that she wasn't looking at anything. I don't think there was much thought going on behind those eyes. Like not in a rude way, just like being so honest. I think she was just like this. And there was a lady on the reformer and I'm sitting there and she looks over at her and she was, what'd she say? She was like, "Can I help you?" Or like, "What are you looking at?" And I just was like, "Whoa, it's getting down in Club Pilates this morning. What's going on?" And I didn't, at the first time, she didn't like hear her. And then she said something again. It was like whatever she said, she kind of like reiterated it. And then she like looked up and was like, "Oh, I'm not looking. It's like, sorry, I wasn't really looking at you." Blah, blah, blah. And the way she then almost was like, mm, like, I don't know. It's just like you were giving me this look, like making sure you were okay. That's what she said. She said, "Are you okay?" And she said it just like that. "Are you okay?" And then she didn't respond. She said, "Are you okay?" And the woman was like, "Huh?" And it was funny because she thought she ate too, but to be quite honest, I was just getting scared that I was about to witness like some older ladies throw down in Club Pilates at like 7 a.m. I was so here for it though. Um, it was probably not 7 a.m. I'm more of an 11 a.m. girly, but anywho, the the vibes in there were interesting. There were not a ton of younger people there. There were some, but not many. And Solid Core, from my understanding, is a much younger audience. And I think that will be very good for me to be surrounded by more people that are closer to my age, because my careers, most of my hobbies and interests, my day to day life, where I live, I'm not surrounded by a ton of people my age, which it would just be a pleasure to have some friends and some people around me that maybe I could relate to on a physical level. So we'll see. See, I always like to take accountability because sometimes I'm shy, I'm a little quiet, like I'll walk in and I just kind of mind my business because I'm just trying to take it in. But sometimes I show up and, I try to be friendly and I'm just like, kind of like, like, I'm not necessarily like, "Hi, what's your name?" Like, I'm not necessarily, I watched Forrest Gump last night and I love how he's just like, "Hi, I'm Forrest Gump. What's your name?" And I want to do that so bad to people. And for some reason, see, like a while back, I would have done that. But then it was like I started numbing down my weirdness because it was like some people are cool, and then I could tell from some people, I guess, like the awkward experiences, it's it gets really awkward sometimes. Like if you say hi to somebody, and my aunt told me that I'm not awkward, that other people are awkward, and then it makes it awkward. I just don't know how to believe that that's true because that crap gets awkward. I don't know. I guess situation to situation. Like maybe around my family, they're the awkward ones. I would say I do experience social anxiety. I do know her. We're pretty good friends. I don't know if we're friends, but she just shows up sometimes wherever I go. So, you know, I guess we're acquainted, but it's just like also thinking about who you do surround yourself with. Like really pay attention to who you surround yourself with and how they feel about themselves, because if you are kind of oh, I don't want to call myself quirky. I feel like I would rather call myself anything but quirky. You like to, step outside of, just being a proper package that fits into the outside, then be careful spending a lot of time with people that exist exactly like that, because they will rub off on you. Like the people that you spend time around will rub off on you. So it's like people that just spend a lot of time, talking badly about others or themselves, or, they don't want to go and try new things, or, when you're trying to propose this idea that sounds kind of funky and interesting, and they're just kind of looking at you like, and you can't expect everybody to be maybe as open to new things or creative, maybe is a way to put it, but at the same time, like, just kind of be careful how much time you do spend around some people like that, because if you that, or like make sure you have friends to kind of counter it. So it's like if you don't have creative people in your life, if you're your only creative friend, then maybe try to find some more creative outlets and then spend some time by yourself with those, because you really gotta not lose that side of yourself. I used to be more comfortable. I go through phases. It's like I'll kind of be like, "Oh, yeah, I'm feeling myself again. Like I feel my spark back. Like I'm okay with being a weirdo. Like if somebody thinks I'm cringy, if somebody finds me to be odd, that's cool. Not really trying to be like the masses anyway." But then alternatively speaking is the second that I feel accepted, it feels cool. And I think sometimes it's nice to ride that wave, because I think sometimes when you are kind of doing something differently than some people that you see around you, even if you feel maybe accepted, it's like they're accepting that you're, you know, doing your own thing. They're not necessarily putting you down for it or trying to, compare. It's just kind of like, oh, that's cool. You do your thing and I do my thing. But at the same time, it's kind of like wanting to relate, like wanting to find people that when you like tap your brains into each other, you really feel like, yeah. There's a song. This might sound a little bit cringy, but it's Don't Get It by, I think that's what it's called, Don't Get It by Lil Wayne. And it's like a 10-minute, 8-minute song. But basically, he's just saying, like, I love being misunderstood. And I don't know if I understand him, but what I pick up from that is basically like sometimes, and this is myself, like you're ever sitting in a room and you say something, like you just kind of toss something out there, or maybe you spit out an idea just in a one on one conversation. And the responses you get can be like vastly different because different people will perceive it differently. So it's like some people might understand what you actually meant, and some people may kind of feel like they get what you meant. And on like a surface level, I mean, maybe that's what you meant. But if you were to actually kind of like dive deeper into it, there was a lot more there that you either see it or you don't. And I feel like that is the cool. I think that's to me part of what being weird is just doing different things and being different. Like maybe you have a weird brain, maybe you have weird hobbies, maybe you're I don't know how to explain it. I wish I had words. Maybe I just need to open up my vocabulary and find some words that are more fitting, but be very weird. Like, don't be afraid to, I guess, show up and be scared that you're not going to fit in. Or if you think a room is going to be scary, I mean, who knows? It could be scary. It might be scary. But, like, if you're somebody who is used to people kind of like maybe, like, you're used to feeling like there's kind of attention coming towards you, then honestly, just start embracing it. Like, don't mask it. Just like, start embracing it and then maybe try to find a way to benefit from it. And why people are looking at you, I don't know. It can be a lot of different reasons. I think sometimes people radiate like a certain type of energy and people can feel it. And even people that don't think that energy is even real or an aura is real or whatever, it's like they can still feel it. They still feel drawn to people that radiate like a certain type of energy. And maybe that's kind of what I mean by like my weirdness. I feel like I radiate this like little vibe sometimes when I go out and I attract people that are like in my work. Some of my clients that I've had in the past, I've attracted them. Like some of my clients, I literally attracted them. I did not hunt them down. I didn't even put anything out there really to find them. I attracted them. And some of them have been some some interesting little birds, but I've always learned so much from these people. Yeah. Okay. Well, I hope this was maybe interesting to somebody or helpful. But other than that, I hope you have a great day.